All right, let's be real for a second. Have you ever told let's call it a little white lie about your finances? Maybe downplayed some debt or kind of fudged your income just a little bit? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're digging into the powerful, hidden emotional reasons why we aren't always so honest about our money. Okay, let's get into it.
Seriously, think about the last time somebody asked how you were doing, financially or otherwise. Did the words "I'm fine" just automatically come out of your mouth, even if you were screaming on the inside? It's an incredibly common reflex, and that's because money is about so much more than the balance in your bank account.
We love to think about money in these logical terms. Spreadsheets, budgets, cold hard math. But let's face it, if it were just about math, we'd all be perfect savers with zero debt, right? The reality for most of us is that money is deeply, deeply emotional.
That's exactly right. Our financial situation gets all tangled up with who we are, with our very identity. We start to see our bank balance as some kind of report card on our success, our responsibility, even our place in the world. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of it. When we feel like we're failing with our money, it can feel like we're failing as human beings. And that is why being honest about our finances can feel so incredibly, impossibly hard.
So why do we do it? Why do we lie about money? Well, it's not because we're bad people. Not at all. It's actually a very human, very natural instinct to protect ourselves, usually from a sense of our own shortcomings.
The source material for this explainer really boils this down to 3 core emotional drivers. And trust me, understanding these is the absolute first step to breaking that cycle and finally getting back in control. So what are they? They are protection, pride, and shame. Each one creates this really powerful incentive to, present a version of our financial lives that doesn't quite line up with reality. Let's take a closer look at each one.
Okay, first up, protection. We lie to protect ourselves from judgment. You're scrolling social media, you see friends with shiny new cars and these perfect vacations. It's totally natural to feel like you're falling behind. So what do? We pretend, we posture, we build this wall to avoid feeling like a failure.
The second reason is pride. Oh man, our ego. It wants to be seen as successful, right? As someone who has it all figured out. But this can lead to a really dangerous trap. Buying things we can't afford with money we don't have, all to impress people who, let's be honest, are probably too busy worrying about their own image to even notice. And finally, there's shame. It's often so much easier to just ignore our financial mistakes than to actually face them head on and admit we messed up. But as the saying goes, you can't fix a problem you refuse to acknowledge. I promise you, every financially successful person has made mistakes. The difference is they stopped lying to themselves, they owned it, and they learned from it. So, we've seen the traps of protection, pride, and shame, and man, they keep us stuck. But what's the way out? What's the escape hatch? Well, it all starts the moment you decide to be honest with yourself. That is the exact moment you take back control.
I want you to ask yourself this question and be brutally honest, just with yourself. Is there a gap between the life you're showing the world and the one your bank account can actually support? An honest answer here. That's the most powerful first step you can possibly take.
And here's the absolutely absurd truth of it all. Those people we're working so hard to impress, they're probably playing the exact same game, hiding their own financial anxieties. We're all just walking around wearing these masks, and it is exhausting. Once you really get that, the pressure to keep pretending just starts to melt away.
I really want this to sink in. Honesty isn't weakness. It is pure power. The second you look at your real numbers, your income, your debt, your spending, without flinching, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You become the one driving the car.
And look, this journey towards honesty, it doesn't just lead to getting out of debt. It leads to completely redefining what it actually means to be wealthy in the first place. So the new goal, it isn't some magic number in your bank account. It's a feeling. It's a state of peace that comes when your spending and your life choices are in perfect harmony with your true financial reality. It means your money starts serving your life, not your image. Can you just imagine the sheer relief of that? No more keeping up appearances. No more trying to spin a story of success you don't actually feel. Just the simple, clean freedom of being exactly where you are. And think of all the mental energy you get back when you're no longer driven by what other people might think. You can finally start making choices based on your own values and your goals, not someone else's expectations,
or their Instagram feed. And this is the ultimate freedom. The one that comes from being honest with the world and, most importantly, with yourself. This is the real, lasting foundation that true wealth is built on.
So, how do you actually put this into practice? Well, it can be as simple as changing your language. The next time someone asks how things are going, instead of that automatic "I'm fine," try something that's honest but powerful. Something like, "It's a work in progress," or "I'm getting better, I'm learning." See, that isn't an admission of failure. It is a declaration of strength and control.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. The richest feeling in the world isn't about owning more stuff. It's the quiet, powerful, and totally unshakable freedom that comes from living in your truth.